Hey, good morning and welcome to Shua YouTube Just Office. Today is the final day of Maseches Nedarim, Sadi Aleph number 91. It's been a nice 3 months, 3 months exactly almost of Maseches Nedarim. I'm going to miss Maseches Nedarim. As I mentioned, I love the short dapim. I like the fact that it was really one type of topic, contained within these 90 folios, as they say. So it made it easier for my Ian Shiurim because one thing was linked to the other. Um, I'm gonna miss you, Masechet Nedarim, but in 7 years, I'll see you. 7.5 years, we'll see you again. Let's get started. The last year, Masechet Nedarim, Masechet Nazir is next. Masechet Nazir beckons. um, the bottom of Sadi Amud Beis, 4 lines to the bottom. Badi Klan Rava. I also am very proud. I want to say that I don't think any of my shiurim Masechet Nedarim exceeded 30 minutes, or for that matter, even exceeded 25 minutes, which is pretty good. Some of my shiurim were even under 10 minutes. I mean, this is like some records. They gotta give me some a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. I think I have a couple of records already. Which the question is, how many am I gonna have? Badiklan Rava asked. He asked the Talmudim, "Eishes Kohen Shenensa, Eish Laksuva Ein Laksuva." A woman, the wife of a Kohen, she's raped. She's forcibly taken by another man. Right? She's asura to it. The Gemara in Ksuva says on the Afnan Gimel, she's asura to her husband. Eishes Yisrael has to be baratzon. She has to willingly cheat on her husband. Kohen, even if she's raped, she's asura to her husband. Does she get a ksuva or not? They have to get divorced. Is she entitled to her ksuva? In laksuva. Came on the onus lagabi Kohen karatzon lagabi Yisrael dami in laksuva. Since, right, just like an Eishes Yisrael, she's forbidden to her husband if she willingly, cheats on her husband. Similarly, a woman who's Eishes Kohen, she's raped, she's like karatzon, she's asura to her husband. Right? Eishes Yisrael doesn't get a ksuva. She also won't get a ksuva. Odilma matzi amrle. She could say to him, "Ana hakazina, I'm here. V'gavrahu nistachos hadeyu." It's your fault, right? It's your fault that you're a Kohen, right? I'm Israelis, right? I'm married to you, even if I'm the daughter of a Kohen, but you're the Kohen, and the reason I'm answering to you is because it's your fault, right? It's like you had a field and it rained too much on the field, it ruined the field. It's the fault of God. So that fact that I was raped, I didn't do it. I didn't bring it upon myself. So what's the halacha of Amrina? Like the Talmudim said to him, it's our Mishnah. The Mishnah Rishonah said, if she says to her husband, "I was raped," right? Yesh la ksuva. She's got a ksuva. She gets a ksuva. My asking, what are we talking about? Israel, right? She's talking about a marriage to a Yisrael, Ibaratzon. So what are we talking about? She willingly cheated on her husband. Klum yesh la ksuva. Of course, she doesn't get a ksuva. It was her fault. Liba ones. If she was raped, Mikam Mitzral Gavra. What is she saying? Tmanilach. She's trying to get out of the marriage. She's not going to get out of the marriage by saying she was raped. The elevation is called. It must be talking about the wife of a Kohen. Even Ratzon, if she did it willingly, Klum Yesh Laksuva, she got a Ksuva. Migara Mesh Shal Ratzon. She's the same thing as Yisrael cheated. El Lab Onus must not an onus because Hani Yesh Laksuva and says she gets the Ksuva. And only a Mishnah Korna says she can't even get out of the marriage. Don't believe her. But if the Mishnah don't believe her, she would get a Ksuva. So that's the halacha. We'll discuss this further in Ian with Ben Sion. Technically, right, even according to Mishnah Rishona, she's only Neman because of Eid Echad. Shavinav Shechatach Desura. How is she able to motzi the mammon of a ksuva? We'll have to answer that question in Ian with Ben Sion. The final Ian with Ben Sion, Masechet Nedarim. Boilu, Amrla Baila. She says to her husband, Gerashtani. A woman goes to her husband. She says, "You divorced me. I lost the get, but you divorced me." Mahu, we believe her. Amar Rav Hamnuna. Rav Hamnuna tries to bring up proof from our Mishnah. Tashma Omeres Tamani Lach. Da Afilu Mishnah Achrona. Even according to the later Mishnah, right? The second opinion of the Chacham, Kasani Lo Mehemna. She's not believed. Hasam Huda Mashakra. There, the reason they didn't believe her is she's lying. The Baila Lo Yadaba. The husband has no idea whether she was raped or not, right? So she can lie. Avagabi Gerashtani, the Yadaba. Mehemna, right? He knows if he divorced her, he has to give her the get himself. So she's believed the Chazak and Isha Miza B'Ivnei Baila. She's afraid of her husband. She's not going to be brazen enough to go in front of her husband and deny and falsely claim that he gave her a get when he in fact didn't give her a get. Amalei Rava. Rava says to Hanuna, Adarava. Just the opposite. Afilu l'mishnah rishon. Even according to the first opinion that she is believed, the Kesani Mehemna, that she's believed. Hasam mishum d'la avida l'zui nasha. The reason she's believed when she says she's raped is because the reason she's believed is because, right, she's degrading herself by saying she was raped. She was raped. She's used property. So it's embarrassing for her to say that she's believed. Aval hacha. But here, the zimnin, the takif lamin gabra, right? Her husband's a strong guy. He beats her up, right? Meiza. She's willing to go ahead and be brazen enough, right, to lie, right? Takif lamin gabra. She has to get out of the marriage. She's willing to be brazen enough, even though her husband didn't give her a get, but she wants to get out of the marriage. He's beating her up. But again, even if they're beating her up, he has to give her a get. She can't, right? We try to force him to give the get, but he has to give him a ratzon. So she wants to get out of the marriage, so she will make it up. Misharsha asks on Rava, Hashemayim b'ni l'b'nech. This is the second case in our Mishnah, right? The woman claims that the husband is impotent, right? He can't impregnate her. The Mishnah is shown TOV to the Rava, right? That's a question on Rava. Rava says she's brazen enough, right, to claim that he divorced her, right? You see, the Mishnah Rishona, right, that she's believed. Why is this a question? The question is over here. The Gemara explains, "Haka the leisla kisufa because I dimahemna." Here, there's no embarrassment, right? The only reason, according to Rava, you're believed is you're embarrassed, right? When she says, "Tzmeani lach," I was raped, so it's embarrassing for her to say she was raped. But here, it's not embarrassing because she's claiming the husband was impotent, so she shouldn't be believed. Why is she believed according to the Mishnah Rishona? Because Hava Rava, the Gemara says, "Hasam came lo sagi lo amra and yorek echetz ilo isa kidig amra lo amra." So Rava would answer over there that right, when she says impotent, she has to also disclose how she knows she's impotent. She has to say personal information that I felt when we were together that the semen didn't come out like an arrow. It didn't come out like an arrow. That's personal already. So therefore, she has to say that Hashem beni l'beinech. Basically, Hashem is the witness between me and you. The Chum are going to say, what do you mean? What happened? She's going to have to reveal that personal information. So therefore, it is embarrassing, and therefore it is personal information, and therefore she is believed. She wouldn't say it otherwise, if it's not true. The Mishnah Achrona, so the Gemara says, the Mishnah Achrona, the second part of the Mishnah, right, which goes back on the first part, right, where she says that the husband is impotent, she's not believed. So it's a question on Rav Hamnuna. Why is it a question? She knows, right, that he's impotent. He's not shooting, his semen doesn't shoot like an arrow. And her husband apparently knows, right? Because honey, the Loma Hamna. Rahuna says, right, if the husband knows something, she wouldn't, right? If she says it must be true because she wouldn't deny something. She wouldn't lie about something in front of her husband. She embarrassed her husband. So why isn't she believed? My answer is because no, technically the husband doesn't know about it. She's the one. Women can feel how the semen comes out. A man can't really feel so well how the semen comes out. The woman is much. She feels the semen pressing against her vaginal walls, the cervix. So she's able to feel that. The husband's not able to ascertain that, so therefore she's not being brazen in front of him, and therefore she'll lie, and therefore she's not believed according to Mishnah Achrona. He is the Gemara continues talking about theme of adultery. He is the Kol Yoma, the Tashmish. Every time her and her husband were together, Miktam Amashi Adal Gavra. After they were finished, or in the morning, the article says she would wash her husband's hands. You're supposed to wash your hands after you're together. The halacha is. She brought water to wash his hands. He said, we weren't together last night, or we weren't together before. So if it wasn't with you, must have been last night. The top of Sadi Aleph base. Antlo Dilma Minhon, right? There was who else came into the house last night? There were the people that were selling perfume. They were peddlers, the non-Jewish people. They're peddlers. They're selling perfume. If it wasn't you, you admit you weren't together with me. It must have been together with him by mistake. Now, the Mershonim pointed out we're talking about Aisha's Cohen. She's married to a Cohen, and that's what she's trying to get out of the marriage. Amar Rav Nachman Eineh Nasam Acher, like our Mishnah Achron said, V'leis Ba Mishasha B'mila. We don't give account. We don't give credibility to what she's saying. She's trying to get out of the marriage. Really, probably nothing happened. She wasn't together with anyone. He is the Lahava Bedicha Daita Bahadik Avra. She wasn't joking around with her husband. She was giving him the silent treatment. Amr Allah, he said to her, Idna Maishna, why are you silent to me today? Amr Allah, Ma'olam Lom Tzartan B'derech. It was painful. We were together. It was painful for me, and it was never painful before. Kia Idna, like today. Amr Allah, Lo Hava Hada Milsa Idnash. I wasn't together with you today. Amr Allah, Imken Halan Nakran Tftuye the Hava Hacha Idna. Antlo Dilmachad Minhon, right? Who else could have been together? I mean, the non-Jewish people that brought over the gasoline, they brought over the neft, which is naphtha, which could be used, the kerosene or whatever, or the natural gas they were filling up, I don't know, usually natural gas is pipes under the ground, but I don't know, installing natural gas must have been one of him. Amar Lurav Nachman, don't pay attention to what you say. Again, like the Mishnah Achron, we pass, we're worried that she's lying. Who gavra that have a maharzik bebesa hava. Vinza, sorry, maharzik bebesa who vinza, a man's wife, and another man who wasn't the husband. Al asamari the besa, the master of the house. The husband came home. Parte noaf lahutza va'arak. When this intruder was trying to be together with the wife, right? He saw the husband. He ran out through, the front bushes to the point where the husband was able to see him. Amarava, this is a shar. We don't assume the woman was violated. Imisa the avadi surah yakuse have America. If they were together, they did an avera. They were together. There was an actual adultery. He would have hid. He wouldn't have shown his face to you. Who know if the alagabe, another incident where a man was together with women in their house. You think this is not true, but this happens a lot. If you think, you leave your wife at home during the day, you go earn the big bucks. Your wife is home taking care of the kids, cleaning the house. Women cheat on their husbands. This is the truth, Even in the frum community, we don't like to believe this, but it's true. Women do cheat with other men if they don't like their husband. If they like their husband, they're not going to do it. But most women don't like their husband. It's the truth. All right, but most women don't cheat, but there are some that do. So it happens. Otherwise, the Gemara wouldn't speak about it. Who know if the Gabi Hinsa Asa Gavra Salik know if Asiv Bekilai Baba when the husband came into the house, so they were hiding in the curtains. Have a machtan tichli taman. He didn't see this person, so there were a certain dish of vegetables over there. Ta'inan chivna. It happened to be a snake. There were snakes prevalent. I don't know, in the house. He tasted from it. He put his venom in there. Mari de besa. Mari de besa lamecham and hanu tichli. He wanted to eat from these leeks. I don't know, these green onions below data the instance without asking his wife. Amalei who know if. So he was about to eat it and poison himself. The adulterer, the supposed adulterer, said, don't taste them because a snake poisoned them. Amarava, when he's hearing the story, Insta Sharia, the woman is mutter, right? We don't assume if she willingly cheated on her husband. Me say the avadi surah, if there really wasn't a violation, the adulterer would rather the person eat the food and die. A person, an adulterer, also has blood in their hands. They'll kill also pshita. Obviously, he wants him dead, right? So he can marry the woman. The same Yisura Avad behind the Amrle, the Nichale, to the Lemos Baal, the heavy install, Lavi and Mayim Gnum, Taku Lechem Starring Minoim. The Gemara says maybe there's a possibility. You might have thought that really they did commit adultery. He wants the guy to live because it's sweeter to take a living man's wife, take a dead man's wife, right? You took the living man's wife. I got you. Your wife left you for me. Kamash Malan, it is actually something, men enjoy, taking another man's wife. However, he'd probably have it easier that the man die and to be able to marry this woman or to continue being together with her without the pressure of hiding it from this man. Kamash blood. I don't think it means that we're not worried, meaning people don't care about it. They do care about these things, but at the end of the day, having an easy relationship is better than having uh, a difficult but fun relationship. And that's the thing we're saying, Kamash Blan, therefore it must be they weren't together. Hadran Allah, Nedarim, we have finished Masachas Nedarim. Stay tuned tomorrow for the first daf of Masachas Nazir. Hopefully, I'll be making a siyum on Masachas Nedarim either tomorrow or on Thursday, and we'll get that in video also. I always have interesting siyumim. I think I'm going to actually serve martinis. Yeah, martinis, right? That's the only drink. That's like the granddaddy of all cocktails, martinis. So I actually have the vermouth and I have the gin. To buy some olives maybe just to garnish it. Hopefully I get my hands on some nice cocktail glass. It's hard to find around here, Telstone, but hopefully see him coming up soon. Tomorrow, Maseches Nazir. Stay tuned for Ian with Ben Sion. We'll talk today a little bit about Onus by Ashes Cohen. She gets a ksuba. How did she get the ksuba? I hear mostly the mama on a chazaka on Eid Echad. We'll talk about that Ian with Sion. Ian with Ben Sion coming up next.